Hello, I am Professor Rahul Thorat. Today we discuss for about the new topic, geographical indication. I am going to tell about the concept of a geographical indication. So in this session, we will discuss for about these following contents. First, introduction to geographical indication in GI, then a definition of a GI and some examples of a GI, then objectives of a geographical indication Act 1999, benefits of a GI, facts about GI registration, who can apply for GI, procedure for registration of a GI, and last conclusion. All these points we will cover during this session. The first introduction for about geographical indication. What is the meaning of a geographical indication? In an IPR, in a short, it refers to as a GI, that is geographical indication. It is an indication or it originates from a definite geographical area or a territory. Basically, the GI is used to identify the agricultural, natural, or a manufactured goods. The manufactured goods should be produced or processed or prepared in that territory or a region. So due to geographical place, the products having some features. It should have a special quality or a reputation or other characteristics or a features of the products. So that is a geographical indications. Definition under the section 2E of this Act, GI Act 1999. So geographical indication which are related to the goods, it means an indication which identifies such as goods as agriculture goods, natural goods, or manufactured goods as originating, manufactured in the territory of a country or a region or a locality in that territory, where a given quality, reputation, or other characteristics of a goods is essentially attributable to its geographical origin. And in case where such a goods are manufactured goods, one of the activities of either the production or a processing or a preparation of a goods is concerned takes place in such a territory, region, or a locality as the case may be. So a definition of a GI, that is geographical indication, section 2E of this Act GI in 1999. So there is a specially mentioned that the indication means which identify the goods like an agricultural goods or a agricultural commodities, then a natural goods or a manufactured goods. They are originating in a particular region or a particular countries or any locality. So that whatever the qualities, reputation, or of these features of this product or a goods is essentially, it is one of the characteristics of a geographical origin. So that this is a definition of this geographical indication under this section 2E of this Act 1999. Especially the geographical indication, they are identifies the goods of a agricultural goods, natural goods, or a manufactured goods. Agricultural goods, traditionally farmers are cultivated the crops in agriculture areas. Natural goods, naturally the goods having some features which are the some due to this locality or a geographical regions having some a significance to of the products or a manufactured or a produced goods, whatever the originating manufacture in a particular region or a particular country. This is a definition of a GI, that is geographical indication. After this definition, let's look at this some examples of a geographical indication. With the help of a geographical indications example, you can understand the concept of a geographical indication. Some example of a geographical indications: basmati rice, Darjeeling tea, Kanchipuram silk sari, Alfonso mango, Nagpur orange, Kolhapuri chappal, Bikaneri bhujia, Agra peda. These are the examples. We know that whatever the regions are there, so regions are identified by the particular items, a particular agriculture goods, or a manufactured goods, or a natural goods. So that another examples of Indian geographical indications. So that Kolhapuri chappal, then Darjeeling tea. Whatever the characteristics of this tea, the characteristics of a tea, it comes from it's naturally in a Darjeeling area. So that this is geographical indications. Then Nagpur orange. Nagpur is also famous in Maharashtra regarding to this particular fruit crops like an orange. Nagpur is also refers to as a orange city. Then geographical indications. The acts, agreements which implemented in internationally. The Paris Convention for the Protection of a Industrial Property of a 1883. The Lisbon Agreement for the Protection of a Appellations of the Origin and their international registration. Article 22 and 24 of this agreement on trade related aspects of a intellectual property rights. Then deals with the international protection of a geographical indications within the framework of the World Trade Organization, that is WTO. So the geographically indications GI acts agreements which are important at a internationally. Then geographical indication. Now in our country, the laws to protect the GI are geographical indication of a goods Registration and Protection Act 1999 and the geographical indication of a goods registration and protection rules in 2002. So three controversial cases to these on a GI of a neem, then turmeric, then basmati rice. After these cases, the Indian government, to prevent unfair exploitation, realized the importance of having comprehensive legislation for the registration and providing adequate legal protection to GI. So the parliamentary enacted the GI Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, which came into the power with effects from 15 September 2003. The present geographical indication governed by the Act of a Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, the GI of a Goods Registration and Protection Rule 2002 are implemented in India regarding to providing some rights towards particular areas or a producers or a manufacturers. Some of the objectives of a Geographical Indication Act 1999. So the first objective is that it is to prohibit unauthorized person from misusing geographical indications and to protect the consumers from deception. So the protection of a consumers from deception by using misuse of a geographical indication, this is a first objectives of this GI Act 1999. Particularly the law governing the GI of a goods in India, which could well enough to cover the concern of a yielders or a producers of a such a goods. Then to encourage and promote export of a goods bearing India geographical indications. So to providing or they give some exposures towards the exporters of a goods or a produce items towards the international market, so that it helps or to encourage to promote the exports of a goods bearing in India geographically indications. These are the objectives of a GI. What are the benefits of a GI? There are basically two basics benefits towards GI. First, legal benefits, and second, socio-economical benefits. Legal benefits. The GI, it confirms legal protection to geographical indications in India. It prevents unauthorized use of a registered geographical indication by the others. No one can be use GI from others, so that it should be protected. So it provides some legal protection to Indian geographical indications, which in turn boosts the exports. So these are legal benefits for a GI. Second benefit, that is in terms of a to increasing the socio-economical status of the society or a peoples living in country. It also promotes to economic prosperity of the producers of a goods produced in a geographical territories. This is to increasing the employment and to increasing the socio-economical status by and also increasing the standard of living of the society are the benefits of a GI. Some facts about the geographical indications. Some facts which are related to registration. So GI registration is not a compulsory to producers or any manufacturers. So whatever the validity period of the GI, that is 10 years, and after that it can be renewed or continuously for a further period of 10 years at each subsequent renewals. Another fact, that is, if not renewed, it is liable to be removed from the register. Applicants not renew this registration of a GI, so that it is liable to be removed from the register. And then it can be assigned, transmitted, licensed, pledged, and mortgage. These are the facts related to the GI. Registration of a GI in India and steps involved in evaluating of a GI applications. Before study of a registration process of a GI, first thing we can study who can apply for GI registration. So any union of a persons or a producers or any organizations or authority established by or under any law expressing the concern of the producers of the concerned goods can apply for the registration of a GI. Any person or any producers or any organizations or a group are applied for this GI registration. So the producer definition in the GI Act. Anyone who provides the goods in case of agricultural goods and involves the person who prepares the packages such a goods. So any persons or a farmers are also applied for this GI registration, and anyone who utilizes the goods in case of a natural goods are apply for a GI registration. Now we discuss the procedures to file the application for GI. Application must be made in the triplicate. Right? Applications made in the triplicate. Then the application shall be signed by the applicants or his agents and must be accompanied by a statement of a case. To mention the information about this GI, the statement has to show how the GI serves to designate the goods as originating from the concerned territory or a regions having a special quality, goodwill or a reputation or a other characteristics of the goods. Then details of the special characteristics. What are the unique characteristics of the products and how those standards are maintained by the producers are also mentioned in this application. And 3 certified copies of this map of the region who apply the GI relates. After that, your applicants must give details about the special human skills involved or a uniqueness of the geographical environment or the inherent characteristics. Inherent characteristics means hereditary characteristics to which the application relates. Then details of the inspection structure of any to regulate the use of a GI in territory to which it relates. So that inspection structures of a GI regarding to regulations of the GI in a special territories or a locality. Let's look at the form for registration. This is a form of a GI form application for the registrations of a geographical indications. This is a performer of a registration form. They mention all these details for about these registrations of a GI, and lastly mention that the signature and name of the signatories. Steps involved in evaluating a GI applications. There are basically 4 steps. Now step number first, scrutinize the application for any deficiencies and if any found, communicates the same to the applicants. After the registration, after the receiving the applications is scrutinized so that they are found any deficiencies in applications so that they are communicated to the applicants. After second step, appoint a consultative group of experts well versed on the subject to ascertain the correctness of the claim made. So whatever information mentioned by the applicants in application, so that the committee appoint a consultative group of experts regarding to particular subject to ascertain to find the correctness of a reliability of this information. Now step number third, application is published in the journal of a geographical indications, so that whatever applications information is there, it should be published in a journal of a geographical indications. Step number 4, if no oppositions is received after publication of this applications in a journal of a geographical indication, so that the same is to be registered after the expiry of a 4 months from the date of a publication. These are these steps involved in evaluating a GI. Some steps are highlighted via diagrammatically, so that there is a first one, filling a application form. After that examination is there, and after examination if any objections, so that opportunity for a hearing, or sometimes it should be refused and appeal to the IPAB, that is the Intellectual Property Appellate Board. And after this opportunity for hearing, there is acceptance is there, and acceptance, that is in term, they are also advertised in the GI journal, so that publication of all this information about this registration of a GI by applicants, it should be published in a GI journal, so that again is any oppositions, if any claims regarding to this GI, so that then there are also some allowed or refused and appeal to the Intellectual Property Appellate Board. Then after that there is a enter in a GI registrations after the allowed, enter in a GI registration. Then there is a, after the acceptance of a GI, they are enter in a registration of a GI. Then after that there is a registration certificate issued by the authority. Then a particular registration authorized users enter in the part of a registration, and they are also mentioning some particulars of a registered GI enter in part A of this registration. So this is a process diagrammatically of a GI registration. from the filling the applications up to issue of a registration certificate toward the applicants. These are the steps involved in a GI registration. Geographical indications. Authorized users. An authorized users is a person who is producers of the registered geographical indication and registered with the geographical indication registry. After that, all this process, a person should be authorized. The name of the persons in particular region or particular locality via GI is registered with the geographical indication registry. Let's look at the form for authorized users of a registration of an authorized users, mention and declaration of these applicants, and mention some dates and signature in this registration form. Now conclusions. So everybody know for about agriculture. Agriculture is a backbone of a Indian economy. We heard about this. Now India is still an agriculture economy, even though the GDP contribution of agriculture sector is about 18%. According to Census 2021, 67% of the population which are engaged in agriculture sector. That is why having a law like GI Act 1999 and making it even stricter and better is crucial to protect farmers' rights and prevent the farmers and workers or laborers that work in agriculture areas. So that it is a significant role of a geographical indications in a overall economy of a country. Thank you. Hello friends or my dear students, if any doubts, any questions, you can mail on this my mail ID. This is my contact informations. You also suggest and recommended for about these sessions, and then whatever next videos are there, you also mention some further informations. I am also adding your opinions in our next lectures. Thank you so much.